Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and I'm taking care of business. Joining me today is Greg Kwong, Executive Vice President and Regional Managing Director for CBRE. Thanks for joining us today, Greg.
Good morning, Mario.
All right, let's talk about the first quarter of this year and some of the market stats in the commercial real estate industry in Calgary. Downtown office, which is always a thing that a lot of people like to talk about. 63,000 square feet of positive absorption. First time we've seen positive absorption since quarter one of 2020, bringing down the vacancy rate to 32.8%, down 40 basis points. What's happening in the downtown market that we're seeing a little bit of a turnaround?
Yeah, probably the one. There's a bunch of factors, but the leading one would be the amount of sublease space that has been available on the market. That supply has really diminished dramatically. The combination of companies saying, we should take that space back. Oil's now priced over $100 a barrel. Perhaps there's some optimism as to well, we're going to do some hiring yet, which we haven't really seen yet, but maybe that's coming down the road. And then a combination of some leasing activities, some mergers and acquisitions, things like that. So it's a whole bunch of stuff. And now 60,000 square feet is not a huge amount, but the more importantly, hopefully it's a reversal of the free fall trend that we've seen over the last few years.
Yeah, and we're also seeing more from the tech industry looking at space downtown, are we not?
Absolutely. As we've talked about before, the tech industry still doesn't represent a large portion of the amount of space, but the growth in that sector is quite impressive. So we hope that with that burgeoning sector, we're going to see more from them as far as contributing to the vacancy, or the reduced reduction of vacancy.
Okay, let's look at the suburban office market. Obviously, 25.5% vacancy rate. That too is down 40 basis points. What's happening there? Are we seeing a little bit of a turnaround as well?
Yeah, they're not as dramatic as a free fall as we saw in the downtown core, but yeah, we're same reasons. All the companies that service the downtown core and things like that are starting, and the tech sector is starting to result in some leased space. And the big hole still in the suburbs is deep south on McLeod Trail, where a lot of the engineer project space has been vacant for a number of years. We still haven't seen a lot of that being absorbed yet, but hopefully good things to come down the road.
Okay. Now, obviously, as I said, a little bit of positive news on the office front, but man, look at the industrial space. Unbelievable what's happening there. 1.9 million square feet of absorption, fifth consecutive quarter, over 1 million square feet of absorption. That's huge. Like, why are we continuing to see this demand?
It's just a continuation of this e-commerce trend where all the major retailers are either here or planning to be here, and they're just taking up huge swaths of industrial space. It's resulted in a construction boom, certainly, but for every building that's built, there's one or two or three people that are companies that are looking to lease the space. So yeah, we expect that to continue. Calgary is perfectly located as far as situationally they're able to deliver goods. When you click buy, you're getting those products delivered to your house within 28 to 48 hours.
Yeah,
so it's good to see for us there.
Yeah, and I see the availability rate is an 8-year low at 4.6%. We're seeing obviously that Balzac area too continuing to grow. I know I was out there a couple of weeks ago, Walmart announcing another distribution center out there. I think that's their fourth out in that area. What has made that area such a magnet, I guess, for all these distribution centers?
Yeah, the biggest issue is, and the most frequent question is, they're saying, why aren't those companies moving to Calgary? It's just a result of the cost. Land costs are cheaper, and taxes, business taxes are a lot cheaper there. And when you're taking 1 million square feet, $1 or $2 a square foot is huge as it relates to what it takes away from the bottom line. So yeah, Balzac will continue to prosper there, and all the land around that area I would predict that, probably a decade from now, we're going to see Calgary to Airdrie look like Toronto is to Mississauga right now, where there's going to be no vacant land. There's just a whole strip of industrial, residential apartments, things like that.
Okay, super. So, excuse me, Greg, last question I have for you. As you look forward, we've been through a couple of rough years here in the commercial real estate market overall, with the exception of industrial and probably multifamily as well, but mostly in the office area. Does this give you a sense that, we've hit bottom and we're on our way back? Slowly but surely.
Yeah. By no means are people, partying in the streets and saying, "Phew, glad that was over."
Yeah.
I guess the closest parallel I can draw is if you're a skier and you've had a major wipeout, you're kind of lying there wondering where all your equipment is, feeling if there's any broken bones. I think, to use that analogy, we've sat up and we're just kind of saying, okay, let's try and collect our equipment and start skiing again. Well, we haven't started skiing yet, but at least we're getting up and hopefully get up back on our feet and back on our skis. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, and because all of the economic signs are positive right now for Calgary and for the province, right?
Absolutely. The only thing that's lagging right now is our unemployment numbers, and in spite of how much cash flow is going into the oil patch, right, or the energy patch right now, again, we still haven't seen a ton of hiring. So hopefully that, with, I think, I can't remember, about 8 to 9% unemployment rate, we really need to get that down to 5 or 6%, because ultimately, if people are working, the whole economy works.
Yeah. All right. Super. Thanks, Greg, for joining us today.
Nice talking to you, Mario.
All right. Super. That's Greg Kwong, Executive Vice President and Regional Managing Director for CBRE. I'm Mario Toneguzzi. This has been Taking Care of Business. Thanks for joining us today.